But look at it, Craig. Look at the facts. They're through to the knockout stages.
No.
They won the group. They're averaging 2 points a game in the Premier League.
No, but come on.
It goes back to what I said to you. Their success in the Premier League, whatever that is this year, top 4, or which is about the most they could expect, to be fair, could potentially come off the back of doing exactly what I've been saying to you for weeks, is whacking all the other teams out with the real big guys. We saw it again at the weekend against Bournemouth, but it won't last if they continue to be so sloppy from the get-go. Look, I get it. His player personnel is not ideal for him. It's pretty good, but it's not ideal for him. But there's no need to be sitting as deep as they have been. Even if he hasn't got the ideal squad, there is no reason for him to defend, his side to defend as deep as they are. This is a Marseille side, right, without a recognised striker. Alexis Sanchez is not the quickest these days, right, so he's hardly going to run away from you. They've got 1 win in 5, Marseille, and a bunch of cast-offs from Premier League teams. I mean, let's put it in perspective. He still has a damn good squad of players to pick from. And I think that's where the negativity comes in. Not the fact that they got through the group and they got their job done. It's the way they're getting it done at the moment, I think, is going to come back eventually, in my opinion, to haunt them.
Frank is haggling us from afar.
Yes, you know, according to what I heard from Robbo and Gab, you know, if Spurs are playing so deep, it's not because of Conte's tactic, but because of the player, because it's so bad. You know, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Even if they're so bad, there is a way to play differently, and they prove it every game they play when they have to react, where they are much better than they show to the world when they start the games. Every game at the beginning of the game, they play badly, defensively, deep, and they react in a way that we should see them playing. So I'm sorry, I don't get that. Maybe he hasn't got the best players. Maybe he hasn't got the player that he wants. But I agree with Craig. You can manage to do something with the player that you have.
Go on, Gab.
I agree that, you know, you can't use this as an excuse. They have far better players than the opposition. What I'm saying, and what is frustrating to him, is he doesn't want them to defend the way they are defending. And it's easy to say, oh, but, you know, when you're 2-0 down, of course you're going to attack. And what's the worst thing that happens? All right, you concede another goal, so you lose 3-0 instead of 2-0. And they impose themselves. He hasn't been able, I think, to, you know, when Romero isn't there, when you have that back three of Davies, Dyer, and you know, Longley or Davinson Sanchez or whoever's in there, he hasn't been able to get them to do the kind of defensive movements that he wants and then he thinks are necessary. Not just, even if they defend deeper, further up the pitch or whatever. He does have a plan for that. He just hasn't been able to get it across from them. He might say that it's because he doesn't have enough time to work with them because the games come too thick and fast and whatever. Maybe it's just excuses. Maybe he just hasn't gotten his message across. But, you know, he's cognizant that he has better players than Marseille. And I think he's the first to be frustrated by performances like this one. He does not want to show us the Tottenham side that we saw in those first 45 minutes. I think it's obvious. It's not like this is his plan. He just can't get it across.
That's it for Marseille, Frank. Out of Europe completely now.
Yes, and that's insane. Against amateur, for me, the 5 minutes they play like amateurs, that you want to win, and you don't think, and maybe you don't listen to the bench, I don't know. I think Mr. Tudor should have said to the players, guys, we are in Europa League, so make sure you're a little bit in the defensive zone. But
no, they
have
had
you
to
seen
go
the
for
last
it,
goal?
Frank. They knew
Only
a goal
one
was going to see them
defender?
in the knockout stages, surely. They're not just going to rest and take 1-1 and go into the Europa League.
1-1, they would have been in Europa League. I agree. You agree with me with that?
Yeah.
With the draw?
Yeah, but you can't
so
just
what,
go, right,
you don't
boys,
defend a little?
sit back, defend. It's okay, don't worry. We won't even try for that Champions League place.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying cover a little bit. I'm not saying attack or everybody attacks. One defender against 4 Tottenham players the last minute of the game. Now they look stupid because they're not in Europa League. Oh, yeah, they wanted to get in the last 16. Okay, they're not even in Europa League. Have nice holidays. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.